Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, we're moving dirt and rocks. That's right, as you may recall in an earlier video, I demoed this retaining wall because it really wasn't doing much retaining. It was bulging and falling apart, and I needed the railroad ties. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I used those railroad ties for the mats and everything. So this project had to get started in order to help the other project. You'll notice that's the way I do things, you know, and it comes from the repurposing mentality. You know, you look at this, say, oh, I could use those railroad ties. Well, I want to demo that wall anyway, and I can use those railroad ties for another project. So multiple projects lead to multiple successes, and that's the way it works. But then this gets left because I get it to a state, and I was, you know, it's all priorities. It'll all happen. So today, we're gonna get back on this. So it's a pretty good slope right now. It's pretty gradual. It's not too bad, but I left a hump up here. That's gotta come off, and I think I can even make it more gradual. You can kind of see here, this comes up. I hope you can see in the shot. So that needs to come off, and I need to smooth things out, and I think I'd like to get it to where I could drive the BX, the tractor, up over it. If I can do that, I know I can mow it. Let's get to work. The first part of this process is just gonna be some real manual labor. I'm gonna pick out rocks by hand. I don't have a rock bucket, don't have any, you know, product endorsements or anything yet. Who knows, maybe someday I'll get big enough and someone will send me something for free. Wouldn't that be great? Anyway, so yeah, just gonna pull them out and throw them in a bucket and dump them down by the culvert to fill in. What in the world did I hit? I'm digging into this pile. Those look like eggs of some sort. What in the world are these things? There's a bunch of them. Holy cow, there's so many of them. If anybody knows, tell me in the comments. I mean, this was a bad place to make your nest. Whatever. Oh my gosh, there's more in here. So I ended up with, I think I counted 37. Something that burrows and lays its eggs underground in the dirt. I don't know what to do with them. So yeah, there's 37 of these things. And the best thing I could think of to do, they were just buried in some nice loose dirt. So I've got these piles of dirt down here that I'm not gonna be messing with for a while. So I'm just gonna gently put them all in there and then just throw some loose dirt over top of them. I don't know. I like wildlife, so I don't know what kind of eggs they are. Snakes are good. Snakes, you know, so I'm not, if they're snakes, great. Let them be snakes. I don't know what they are, but I don't know. Best I can do. All right, so back at it again. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. The tractor is actually the best tool for the job here. The excavator moves lots of dirt at a time, but I kind of need to finesse this because I'm spreading it nice and even and thin. So, tractor, let's keep going. Oh my goodness, that's a whole lot better. Yeah, it's still got a lot of fine tuning. You know, there's still more to do. That's the thing with you're smoothing land and working, it takes time. Sometimes it takes season after season to get it exactly the way you want it. So I'm just glad, if you guys remember what this looked like when we moved in here, there was a building here. There was, maybe it was the old farmhouse, I don't know. But they just buried it. So it's taken a lot of time to dig out and cover up all of the junk. All right, let's work on that slope. Holy cow, what is, they tied it to a railroad tie? Yeah. So there's another railroad tie buried in there. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow. Yep, those are a problem. We're just gonna throw it over here. That is looking pretty nice. Yeah, we got it to a nice slope. And I'll tell you what, that tractor, just driving, I can't believe I drove up and down that. It's steeper than it looks, of course, you know. And yes, I'm still picking out rocks. I'll probably be doing that for years to come. Just keep picking out rocks. So now we're gonna switch machines and we're gonna let this big bad boy shine. He's gonna dig out the next section here. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to make the same mistake with this stuff. I'm not piling it all in one pile. Try and spread it out. Easier to sift through. Tell you what, doing a certain grade with this is tricky. That's a little higher level stuff. Getting not, you know, not too bad with it, I guess, but it's definitely, see, it's too, you gotta pull back and feather it up at the same time. Might have taken a little too much. No, that's not bad actually. Oh boy, there's a lot of rocks in this. It's getting there. Look at all the rocks. Oh my gosh. This is just a lot of rocks. A lot of rocks. And there's even bigger rocks that I dug out of here. You know, before I sorted all this out by hand, kept the good dirt and moved the rocks down and dumped them, I think it's time to get the dump trailer involved. Oh yeah, today's gonna be 70 and sunny. Much better than yesterday. Anyway, it felt like November yesterday. So next step in the process is rock rake. Now, there's a point here where yard becomes field grass, and I'm not even gonna seed this. It's just gonna grow as it grows. So this will break out the rocks and debris and, you know, smooth things out a little bit. But like I said, it's gonna be as good as it gets. And that's gonna be it. I'm gonna try and stop myself from going too crazy. Just drive around, drag this thing, try and keep all the debris going in the same direction, and then I'll stop and pick out the debris and put it in the bucket. It's that simple. Let's get started. You could do that process forever, just round and round in circles, and I don't think you'd ever be done. There's always going to be rocks, but once the rocks are small enough and they're down low enough that you're not going to catch them with a lawnmower blade, it's good enough. Something else that's just going to have to be good enough for now is this slope, and I do think it's good. I think this slope for sure is good enough to mow once the grass and weeds grow in. Here in Northeast Ohio, you just wait and green stuff grows. That's just the way it is. And you know, I've got some dressing up to do here on these stairs. This side over here that I just finished is pretty good. There's a lot of rocks in here. It's going to take time. This is going to take some finessing and just a lot of time to get this dressed up just the way I want it. I think the slope is good, and I really had to try and avoid getting into the roots of that maple tree there, and I think I did a good job there. I got one root that was about that big. It's not going to hurt the tree, so I think everything is fine. And you know, I think there's maybe 3 more projects that I really need to use that excavator on, and the next one is going to be digging a trench, to run electrical conduit from up there. Yeah, that's right. I just smoothed that all out, and I'm going to dig it all up. Not all of it. I'm just digging a trench down to the barns. Anyway, who knows? Whatever I feel like doing next, that's what I'll be doing when I'm doing more stuff. See you then.